let me just say, Happy New Year's to all y'all. First off, and I hope everyone's new year is going well. I think in pod today, continuing throughout the week, I'm going to continue introducing with I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's ringing in the new year. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day, a beautiful life. And just know that you are so blessed to be here for another day living life, and just appreciate it. Just appreciate it because somebody out there appreciates you. I appreciate you. So I think there's so much to be grateful for going into the new year. And honestly, I'm in a better headspace this year. I am happier and more content with where I am in community college and applying for transfer, and honestly with my friends in my circle, and honestly pushing through doubt has been, it's, man oh man, 2025 really tested me. And I think that's a beautiful thing because there are times in doubt where I thought I could do it and I couldn't. I couldn't push through with certain classes, and I'm not, you know, I'm not going to be shameful of that, um, because what has happened has happened. And now I know moving forward what I'm capable of in my academics, and also balancing my relationships more with family and friends. So, honestly, I'm going to be straight up. These past maybe 8 months or so, um, I've not honestly talked to anyone like that romantically or had an interest to. I've really just been focusing on myself, and I don't know, I think after everything I'd gone through the beginning of 2025, I stayed away from any romantic interest at all, or being inclined to. I know I've been talking about relationships a lot because I think that's been it's reflective of how I felt last year, and it's just full circle because I'm jamming out to Bruno Mars, right? Because he recently released his little funk mix, and or that might have been ASAP, but Bruno Mars also released a new single, and he's going on tour this year. So clock that. He's gonna be in Paris in June, and maybe I might be in Paris. I don't know, y'all. Just kidding. No, I'm not gonna be in Paris. But and he's gonna be in LA in October. So that's very exciting if you didn't know. Um, and a friend invited me, and he was like, "You should come," but I was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be in LA by that time, but we'll see. Where life will be 8-9 months down the road from now." But yeah, so I wanted to do a little reflecting series because after coming across Bruno Mars again and hearing Versace on the floor and all of his 24K Magic, like Grenade, like just his classic songs, I was like, damn, this music good. I miss this music. Like, I've been bopping to that literal house and EDM recently, and we've been on that John Summit, like Food for the Soul. I'm listing songs and artists, but what else? Desire, Better, these songs are fire, and I think it's just my way of vicariously living through those college experiences. But I haven't really been in a space where I didn't put myself out this past year to go out to parties, to have fun with friends, to do the things a typical 19-year-old would do. So I feel like music is my kind of outlet, and the way I enjoy myself in my own solitude. I know that may sound lonesome, but in all honesty, community college is lonely. And I feel like I've just been learning to deal with that more. Already being a hyper independent person and oldest daughter, and sister. I've always grown up that way. So I think it was just like this past year was more of embracing that part of myself. And if you are a person that is hyper independent as well, low key, down bad, avoidant, and you try to cope by always being optimistic and positive, please just know that it's okay to feel. And like, I feel like even now I'm still learning to put a little bit, don't always put up this front for myself at least when I'm going places, and try to like it's okay to feel lonely. Don't try to suppress that feeling and be like, I'm fine, I'm fine. If you're really not, it's okay. Like, be okay with that. And as I was walking to Target today to go, what was I grabbing a car air freshener from Target. I was just walking by myself, and I was like, damn, like, this is my life. And I'm not disappointed with it. But I felt this sort of loneliness deep down, and I was like, I don't really run errands with anybody. I run errands by myself. Sometimes I go to eat out by myself. Sometimes I go travel to new places within my hometown by myself. And I think there's beauty in that. But it's okay to feel a sense of like, it's okay to not gaslight yourself into thinking you're okay. Like, just be present with how you feel. And if it's sadness, feel that. If it's anger, feel that. If it's anxiousness, feel that. Because that will eventually catch up to you. And the feeling is undescribable when you hit that all-time low. And I've done it to myself before. I felt the academic burnout. I've felt the emotional burnout from trying to be everyone's emotional outlet. I've felt the impacts of myself, gaslighting myself into thinking that I'm okay, and in reality not being okay. And I think I'm still trying to bring myself out of that, because I've kind of forgotten how to feel. I think I've numbed myself to a lot of things, and being a person that is avoidant, like, I can see how that like also affects my relationships, because there are certain things where I'm selective with responding, or I'm selective with reading, and just happens subconsciously now. And not being conscious of it at all, I think is such a dangerous thing, because it's a extremely bad habit to fall into. So there's my little explanation of where I am right now emotionally in life, but there's always something to improve on. And I think every morning that you wake up truly is another blessing and another day to live life to your fullest potential, and not through the expectations of anyone else but yourself. Damn. But yeah, on that topic of self-respect, I've been trying to explore that realm more, because if I can't respect myself, how am I supposed to respect other people? But yeah, so anyways, I didn't even fully get to the point. I've been dilly-dallying, and I do that a lot in conversations, which I think is part of my avoidant, like, I feel like I talk about emotional things, but I don't really talk about my feelings. I don't know. But on the topic of listening to Bruno Mars on Spotify, Spotify gives you a recommended playlist, and it started playing like all these songs, like a mix. And then I hear Out of Time, like the instrumentals in the beginning of the song. And I was like, by The Weeknd, and I was like, I know this song. I kind of clocked that. So there was a phase, long story short, there was a phase in my life about a year ago, maybe like a little bit over a year, and the fall of last year. And I was honestly an emotional trench at the time, and I was seeking a relationship with someone who didn't want one. And it's the most, I would say, the most degrading thing you can put yourself through, because in my case, I was trying to be the optimistic person, and I ended up getting myself hurt, and I did that to myself twice. So I had listened to a lot of The Weeknd's music during the fall, just as cope, and I would just drive home from work sad, and in a place of being in community college for the first semester, it's extremely lonely. It's extremely lonely. And it still is now, but it's honestly, community college is what you make of it. And if you reach out to certain people and certain friends to hang out, they're actually down. Like, it's cool. Like, I've made friends with 30-year-olds that have kids, and we've gone to the aquarium together for like class projects, and I've been able to go on pho runs with my friends and grab matcha. I've had friends over and made them matcha. No, this is not performative. I've actually been on the train since like 2022, 2023. So, but yeah, so it's just like, if you make the effort, you'll have outcome. And if you don't, no outcome. So, more input is better than output. All goes to say, Out of Time came on, and I think The Weeknd, he like had the music, I forgot what the name is, but it's like when you copy paste the same instrumentals onto your own record. But he has that for Out of Time, I think, and it was originally a Japanese piece. I really forgot what it's called. Now I feel like not smart for not knowing. Okay, let's see. It's the same. Sampling. Okay, exactly. Sampling beats. So it's when a melody or part is legally allowed to be used if it's licensed. So it could be used without copyright infringement because there's permission by the original owner. So yeah, so let's see here. The Weeknd sampled from Out of Time from the Midnight Pretenders, which is a 1983 song by Tomoko Aran, and it is a Japanese song. It's a beautiful, beautiful Japanese song. I know a lot of Asian music sometimes uses like pentatonic scale, so I don't know if this piece does, but some Chinese music does. Anyways, so all goes to say, the Weeknd music is popping up again on my freaking Spotify, and after Out of Time, it starts playing Zero. I'm blanking. I hate when I do. Okay. Lesson Zero, exactly. Lesson Zero on the album where he looks old. Dawn FM. Thank you. Dawn FM. And that album is honestly, it's very like, all albums you listen to it in order, the whole discography from beginning to end, because it tells a story within itself, and especially for The Weeknd, he tells there's a lot of storytelling within his albums, and I think it's cool because within Dawn FM, it um it like fades into the next song, and usually that's how like SZA like with her Garden album. um I'm so bad with names. I feel, let's see, what should be some like name? Control. I was gonna say SOS, but I knew SOS was the one where she looked like Princess Diana on the middle of the ocean. But yeah, so Control is very like story like too as well, and I just, it's cool. It's cool to listen to artists like that. I'm more of a Daniel Caesar girl though. Like his music's like so emotional, and I just love it, and it makes you want to cry. And his recent album with like Who Knows and Moon with Bon Iver and um see, I'm blanking on names, but I love that album. Never Enough is on my top list as well. They're definitely My Father's Son, is that what the name of the album's called? Uh Freudian is also a good one. The Pilgrim one, Pilgrim's Paradise is really good as too. Son of Spurgey, because his father's name is Spurgey. If you have not listened to the NPR Tiny Desk of Daniel Caesar, Son of Spurgey, you're missing out. You're missing out. In all honesty, you're missing out. And it's so amazing because there's no band. Literally, the only person in rhythm section is piano. And everyone else, well, Caesar plays the electric and acoustic, so that's cool. But he literally has like 11 other people in the back that are the vocalists, and he has this a cappella like choir church vibe. It's very like holy, and it's amazing. And I'm not gonna lie, I cried halfway through the video, and then an ad popped up. That was amazing. Cause like he was singing Moon, like some like very majestic song, and this ad just pops on my screen. I'm like, are you kidding me, bruh? And then I go to the comments, and then it says like, the ad is obscene, or like the ad is absurd. Like that's crazy to put it in the middle of this video, and it was. It was. So that low key pissed me off. But anyways, on the topic of listening to artist discography, it's important because it always tells a story. So please, with your favorite artists, Pink Floyd, I don't know, if you like Royal Otis or Malcolm Todd or Rex Orange County, they all tell a story. Like there's a reason why they organize the songs in the order. I don't think it's randomized, to be honest. Because it means too much for an artist to put out music like that and not be meaningful. You know what I mean? So, I do have a tooth to pick with Fike though, because I don't know if Fike really releases music like that. Like, Dom, what are you doing? But I do like his music as well. Okay, so I've been blabbing about music for the past 10 minutes. Onto my main point of this music was The Weeknd. Was played a lot in a time in my life where I was emotionally in the trenches, and I think when you listen to Cope music and it comes back into your life, it brings those like feelings back in a sense, but this time it felt melancholy. Like I wasn't angry. I didn't resent. I didn't carry any feelings with hearing these songs besides reflection, really. I was like, wow, like that was another season of my life. One. Two, it's never that serious. It's never that serious. Don't ever think it's ever that serious. Because if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. And if you ran to try to catch that train and that train did not, you didn't catch the train, then it's not meant for you. Stop trying to wait around and trying to force the train to work. Like, if you at least put in your effort and your best foot forward and tried to make things work, but they didn't, it wasn't meant for you. It was not meant for you. And don't try to force that, because you will only hurt yourself in that process. I'm speaking facts. This comes from all those like inspirational reels that I've just been ingesting within the past 2 weeks before I deleted socials. And I swear, those David Goggin videos, they go crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like, he literally has like his own people make Spotify playlists of him talking for like an hour. Like, this is crazy. It's not even the actual podcast. It's just like him straight up talking with music in the background, like motivational music. You're like, damn, this is good running music. But yeah, so endurance sports is a completely different topic I want to talk about for another time. But yeah, so all goes to say, how did I just get back into music? So I'm kind of losing my train of thought. But yeah, so music was the weekend, and this time I didn't harbor any bad feelings, but I was singing it. I was singing it because I knew the lyrics enough, because I played it in my car enough, because I cried to it enough. And it was like a damn moment, like, okay, like, I'm not in the same spot I was a year ago, and I don't think anyone wants to be in the same spot they were a year ago, because that means you wouldn't have changed, whether that's for the better, whether that's for the worse. And I think to be in the same spot is kind of scary to me, because I've always been very nomadic in where, I mean, I'm stationary home, no duh, but I've been nomadic in my experiences. Like, when I pursue something, I pursue it hard, but I don't stick to it for life. You know what I mean? Like, I've played the saxophone, I've played the piano, I've dabbled a little in guitar. I still have to sacrifice more time for that. And I played lacrosse for like 4 years. And it may not be a long time, like just saying 4 years, but to me, at least, having no prior experience in jumping into a sport, jumping into playing an instrument I've never even touched before, like, to me, that is a lot. And it brought me experiences that I'm so, 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 so grateful for, and people that I'm so grateful for. And yeah, so I keep on losing my train of thought. All goes to say, the weekend triggered memories for me, but I was singing it and I was happy. And I just feel blessed to be living this life, because life is too short to not feel. Life is too short to not live. And I want to do more of that this year. And I think, like, every day now I'm starting to realize, like, it's a choice. It's a choice to show up. It's a choice to make effort in your relationships. It's a choice to pursue that degree. It's a choice to sit down and study for an hour or 10. It's a choice to pick up that book. It's a choice to journal. It's a choice to listen to that music. It's always a choice. And that choice will eventually compound into who I am, who you are one day. And even though you may feel so minuscule, You're not. You're not. You can conquer the world if you wanted to, not in a bad way, in a good way. And you can dream big. I say be realistic because I think I've gotten myself hurt from being unrealistic, but shit, be unrealistic. Like, make your dreams come true, dream big. Don't let anyone stop you from believing that you can do something, and live your life to its fullest potential. So, damn, I had a lot to say today in these 25 minutes I've been filming. But one last thing that I want to leave you guys with for the pod are my thoughts from a year ago, because I like to journal a lot of my thoughts into Notion. Big props to Notion and any users out there. It's like a online notebook, but you can do a lot of things on there. You can like spreadsheet, you can create pages, you can create quotes, travel lists, budget, anything you really want. You can also share with friends. So I think that's the super cool part, because it's not like embedded into your iPhone, but you can download it on Mac, Windows, whatever. It's just like a browser app. But yeah, okay, so covering my thoughts from a year ago, I'm just going to read it out loud. So this is from 01/04/25. It's the new year already. Isn't that crazy? There's several strings pulling at my heart, and this time I'm not PMSing. It's my real, raw emotion. I'm better friends with people who are older siblings. They have an older sibling perspective and the humor of an older sibling. I can't explain it. Every friend that I've ended calling my close friends. I'm not going to name drop, but say their first letter. L, R, M, I, and F. The exception. But I care for them all. I don't care for people on that level as I do with them. It's just being expressive with caring has been a battle for me. Ever since not knowing myself and getting lost in my thoughts, I tend to overthink a lot now. I'm starting to come to the conclusion that blank drains me as a person, because I've cared too much, and I care now being with the tiniest ounce in my body. I've felt emotionally distraught the past few weeks he's been in town, and I absolutely despise the feeling. I'm more irritable, more quick to judge, less quick to talk and answer and be my caring self, because I do care. But it has come to a point. I don't know myself at this moment in time. So that's my little excerpt from a year ago. And yeah, I think it's a lot to like reflect on that. This is actually my first time reading it through. So I did not know myself a year ago. I didn't know what I wanted from a friendship or relationship. I just knew who in my close circle that I appreciated. Well, I think it's good now to see who like I valued in my life at that point. And how much they meant to me for me to be writing them in my journal. Yeah. Some of them I'm still close to, and some of them I'm not. And I kind of like ache at the thought of that. But there's something we all need to work on, and friendships is definitely one of them for me. So that's something on my list for the new year. But I appreciate you if you have come this far and watched 30 minutes into this video if you're still here, or 27, whatever the case may be once I edit this clip in. I don't do like stop and start stuff like that. It's usually if my phone dies or my storage is low. So if you ever see a jump cut, that's usually the reason why. As I want to keep everything raw and I want to keep everything real, I'll see you in the next pod. Peace.